Scorpio knows death in ways most people never will. Not just the physical kind, but the death of self, of old patterns, of illusions, of identities that no longer serve. And with every death comes rebirth, a phoenix rising, more powerful, more clear, more authentic. Psychologically, death and rebirth is a process of dismantling and reconstruction. It's the unmasking of the ego, the breaking down of defense mechanisms, and the release of attachments that no longer support your growth. It's the conscious decision to let go of what you were, who you pretended to be, and the energies that held you back. This is why Scorpios often feel like they are perpetually evolving, because they are. They burn themselves down to the ground so that they can rebuild from the core, stronger, wiser, and more aligned with their truth. Spiritually, death and rebirth is an alchemical process. It's the transformation of energy, turning pain into wisdom, trauma into insight, and chaos into clarity. Scorpios are the natural alchemists. They can feel the fire within themselves and choose to step into it. They understand that endings are not failures, but portals to new beginnings. Every dark night of the soul, every heartbreak, every betrayal is the crucible in which they are purified. This process has phases, and it's rarely linear. First comes confrontation, facing the shadow, acknowledging the parts of self you've denied or ignored. Then comes purging, releasing, letting go, and sometimes cutting ties, energetically or physically, to create space for new growth. Next comes integration, understanding what you've learned, how you've grown, and how you can rebuild stronger. Finally comes rebirth, stepping into the world anew with clarity, power, and purpose, carrying only what aligns with your highest self. Sometimes the universe activates this process for a Scorpio, a heartbreak, a loss, a betrayal, a crisis, something heavy enough to force the inner transformation. Other times, a Scorpio activates it on purpose. They choose to let something die within them, a fear, a habit, a false identity, because they understand that evolution requires intentional destruction. They are not afraid of endings because they know endings are sacred. They are not afraid of chaos because chaos is the furnace of alchemy. This is why Scorpios are so resilient, because they understand the cycle of life on a level others cannot. Pain is not permanent. Loss is not annihilation. Death is not defeat. It is the invitation to rise again, transformed, awakened, and unstoppable. To witness a Scorpio in the midst of death and rebirth is to see power in motion. They are shedding the old effortlessly, like a snake leaving its skin. They are absorbing wisdom from the darkness, emerging with sharper vision, deeper understanding, and more potent energy. This is why Scorpios are feared, respected, and revered. They don't just survive the storms of life, they transmute them. They don't just endure endings, they orchestrate rebirths. They are the living embodiment of transformation. They are the alchemists, the phoenixes, the executioners of old selves, and the creators of new ones.